and welcome to a live preview on the channel. I know it's been a while, it has been a while, been too long really, but we're back to preview Manchester United's game against Newcastle, kicking off at 3 o'clock today. So usually I'd do it the night before, but because of circumstances I wasn't able to do it last night, but I'm doing it now. So if any of you guys want to get involved in the live chat, please do feel free to do so while we're live. But if you're watching it as a video before the game starts, as a bit of pre-match viewing potentially, make sure you leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. So yeah, as I said, it's only going to be a quick stream to be honest, because obviously it's in the morning, it's not in the evening. Usually I'll be able to go a bit longer, but it's just going to be a bit of a shorter stream this time. Mo, thanks for joining, really do appreciate it, Mo. Hope you're doing well. Morning to you, sir. Thanks for joining. Hope you're all doing well. But we're going to get straight into it. And Newcastle, obviously, is the opposition. A lot of people have not really been talking about Newcastle as any sort of threat in this game. And I was just on a stream, actually, on Rich's channel. You'll know Rich Sports. I was on his channel the other day. And I was on with two Newcastle fans. And when I tell you, the depression within that fan base is real. I mean, they're very realistic about their predictions. And why wouldn't they be, I guess? But they seemed very, very down about the situation, to be honest. Obviously, the ownership, we all know about Newcastle's owners and how it's just poisonous, really, and it's an absolute shambles from start to finish, really, at Newcastle. But in terms of the players they've got on the pitch, they didn't seem to have much confidence going into this game. I think both of them predicted a 4 and 5-0 loss, respectively. So it's not looking good for them, really. I think the fan base has very little optimism left, if they had any at all, going into this season. Obviously, they've got a few injuries as well. Callum Wilson and Almiron are probably out of this game as well. Two players that could have potentially caused us problems going into this game. It's not looking great, really, for them. Alan at maximum is the guy that's going to have to do the damage today at Old Trafford if they are going to come away with the result. With that being said, obviously you say Newcastle are definitely the underdogs going into this game. It goes without saying, to be honest with you, but at the same time, I always think Newcastle nick a goal at Old Trafford. I think the last few times we played them at Old Trafford, Matty Longstaff or someone has just popped up with a goal early on in the game and just shell-shot the players a little bit, just maybe upset the apple cart in the first kind of 10-15 minutes. But we've ultimately always gone on and got a 3-1 or 4-1 result. And I don't think it's going to be very different this time. I really don't. I think it's going to be very, very similar. I'm actually predicting a 4-1 for this game, and usually I hold back my predictions for the end of the stream, but I'm going to tell you right now, up front and honest, I reckon it's going to be 4-1. I think Newcastle could even score first. I think they'll nick a goal, because they always do nick a goal, regardless of how poor they might be on the pitch. They always seem to nick a goal. But I reckon we'll come with a 4-1 win. And the 3 points is all that matters. This early in the season, it's not too much about the performance. It's all about the result, getting the points on the board and putting yourself in a really good position going into, a tough game to the season, going into the nitty-gritty part of the season. A few people have joined us. Thanks for joining, Naveen. Great to have you, mate. He's obviously absolutely hyped for Ronaldo, the return of the king, Cristiano Ronaldo. There's only one king, it's Eric Cantona, but for this day, he is the king. Cristiano Ronaldo is coming back to Old Trafford. Perry Sports, thanks for joining, Perry. Appreciate it. It's 4-1 to Manchester United. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And great minds think alike, Perry. Great minds think alike, it seems. Owen says, Newcastle score first, but us to win is a good bet today. Yep, that's what I'm going with. Usually, I would say great minds think alike. I'm not too sure on that occasion. Mo says, Owen, to be fair, everything perfect for the football gods to go. Calm down, take this L. Well, that's the thing, is that obviously we've seen this before. We've seen this sort of thing play out before, where pride does become before a fall. And I remember when we were kind of up there top of the league last season around Christmas time, and Sheffield United, who were rock bottom of the league, looking like they were going to take Derby County's record for lowest points tally in a league season, they came to Old Trafford and they ended up winning 2-1, and no one could see that result coming. No one could see Sheffield United, who I think had lost pretty well all their games in their previous 20, hadn't got a win in the Premier League before they turned up at Old Trafford, beating us 2-1. No one could see that result coming, but it did. And this is why I'm always cautious about, just writing off the opposition, especially in the Premier League, because let's be honest, there's no easy game in the Premier League. I don't care if you're bottom of the table, mid-table, or a top six side. There is no easy game in the Premier League. I'm a firm believer in that. We've been stung too many times, ladies and gentlemen. Too many times from being overconfident, just thinking there's one team in the game. And I think there are some people doing that today. And you know what? They could be proven absolutely right. It could be an absolute rout, 4 or 5-0, and maybe I'll be looked at as being, too cautious. But I just look at it and say, in the Premier League, there's always a contest. And even if it's just for a brief 10-15 minute spell, you will always be in a contest. There's very rarely a game where only one team has all the possession, all the shots, and the other team just does nothing. It does happen sometimes, but very, very rarely. So Newcastle at some point in this game will give us trouble. They will. I've got no doubt about it. But I do think we're going to hold our own. I do think the quality we have on the pitch is going to be too much for them. But as I said, I don't think it's going to be just a one-sided walkover. I really, really don't. I think some Newcastle fans would actually disagree with me more than Man United fans on that one, to be honest. But let me know your guys' score predictions as well in the live chat. As I said, if you're watching as a video, please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below as well. And also, if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. We're only 5 subscribers away from the magical 900 subscriber mark, and then we can count down to the 1,000 subscribers. So we're only 5 subscribers away, so anything you guys can do to help us out with that would be absolutely amazing. Honestly, I'm so grateful for all support that you guys have given me over the past few weeks and the whole time on this channel. Really, the support you've given me has been absolutely immense, so thank you so much for doing that. Really do appreciate it. We've got Rasmus. Hey, how you doing, Rasmus? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing good. Box as well, thanks for joining, Box. Appreciate it. Always good to see you around here, my friend. He's going a 2-1 win. Ronaldo 2 and Amiobi with a goal for Newcastle. Well, there you go. I'm not sure if he still plays for Newcastle, Amiobi, but I'll tell you what, that'd be brilliant. He comes back for Newcastle. We have 2 homecomings in one, Ronaldo and Amiobi. Krishna as well. Thanks for joining, Krishna. Appreciate it. Great to see you around here as well, my friend. He says, just watching Ron's bowling in 2007-2008 season. You will not see a better season for a Man United player in the last decade. I'll tell you that for now. Was it 42 goals in all competitions? Absolutely electric. What a monster he was in that season. Won the double, the proper double of a league and Champions League. No one has done it since. No team has won the Premier League and Champions League in the same season since that special season in 07-08. Naveen says, Viva Ronaldo, right down the wing. Here United sing, Viva Ronaldo. Brilliant. Naveen's getting in the spirits already. He's getting the spleen already. Yeah, he's getting in the spirits. You gotta get in the spirits. As I said, it's his second debut. You will not see Ronaldo play at Old Trafford for his second debut ever again. You gotta drink it in. You gotta drink these sort of moments in. Really, you gotta really cherish them, because Cristiano Ronaldo is back at Manchester United. I'll say it again. Cristiano Ronaldo is back at Manchester United, and we will see him play today. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm like a kid at Christmas. I really, really am. Box says, I went 5-0 versus Southampton. It backfired, so I'm going to go 2-1. That's absolutely fair enough. I think that's the right way to go. That's how I've gone. I've gone a bit of conservative there. Yeah, I've gone with 4-1, but I think it's going to be close. I never write anyone off. You cannot write anyone off in the Premier League. I really do believe that. And I know there are some Newcastle fans, especially if you guys watch the stream I was on with Rich on his channel. There are some Newcastle fans who've written themselves off completely. I think probably most Newcastle fans have. But the Premier League is a weird league. It's somewhere where these sort of shocks can happen. They can happen, no doubt about it. So I doubt it's going to happen, but you can't rule anything out in the Premier League. You really, really can't. Owens at 3-1 United, Sancho, Rashford and Fernandes. I tell you what, another thing that people are downplaying is this could be Sancho and Rashford's home debuts. Obviously Sancho hasn't started for Manchester United at home. He only came on against Leeds. Varane obviously hasn't played at Old Trafford yet, so it could be their first start at Old Trafford. So that's another storyline we could get to see today, and hopefully we do. And to see potentially Sancho get off the score sheet, get on the score sheet and break his goal scoring duck, it'd be amazing to see. It really, really would. Box says, no Matty Longstaff, no pie. Yeah, exactly. He seems to have a phenomenal record against us. I think he scored 3 goals in his career, and 2 of them have come against Manchester United. So 2/3 of his career goals have come against us. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Perry goes with 4-1 to Manchester United. As I said, great minds think alike, Perry. Krishna says, what's your expected 11? Good question, Krishna. We'll get onto that in just a second. Mo saying 2-1 United. He's going Bruno and Harry Maguire. Potentially from a corner, potentially from a set piece. Hopefully Eric Ramsey working with the lads in training. Hopefully we get a good set piece. Predicted 11 for the game. Off the top of my head, I'm going to go with David Hare in goal. I think the defence picks itself of Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Varane and Luke Shaw. That pretty well picks itself. With no McTominay in the team, potentially Fred as well. If you guys have seen the news, I'm not sure if you have, but the Premier League are saying that the Brazilian players can play, basically. They are allowed to play in games this weekend, so Fred could potentially be starting in that pivot with Pogba again. But I would love to see Van de Beek next to Paul Pogba. And I'm going to predict Fred, because I think Ollie does love Fred so much. So I'm going to predict Fred next to Pogba in that. I'm not sure the pivot is the best position for Pogba, to be honest. I think he's much better further up the pitch hand side or in Bruno Fernandes's position. But obviously, when you've got Sancho, Greenwood, Ronaldo, you're not really going to replace one of them with a central midfielder. So, you know, Ollie hasn't got a choice really on that one, I don't think. Potentially in the game they can swap around and stuff, and I think Ollie does like his team to be fluid and be able to, you know, fit certain positions in games. So that's why I'm going to put Pogba in the pivot next to Fred. I'm going to put Fernandes, Sancho and Greenwood as the 3 in behind Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, I'm predicting he's going to come back. Number 7, CR7, is back at Old Trafford. Welcome home, and hopefully a hat-trick on his second debut at the Theatre of Dreams. We can all dream in the Theatre of Dreams. That's what it's about. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Box says, I know signing no new CDM was disappointing, but our squad is the best it's been since 2013. Couldn't agree more, Box. Our CMs aren't great, but it's not as bad as people say. I agree to a certain extent with this, you know. I mean, I think there are some people that are completely writing off the midfielders we've got and saying they're absolutely dreadful, but actually they're not terrible. It's just that realistically, in terms of winning the league, they're probably not up to that world-class standard. I mean, if we had a Wilfred Ndidi, I think we'd be favourites to win the league. With the squad we've got, with the sort of talent we have, we'd be favourites to win the league, hands down, 100%. But because we don't have that world-class CDM, it just leaves some question marks to be answered, you know. I think McTominay is actually not a bad player. Fred hasn't really covered himself in glory in the first few games of the season. Matic is getting on, and Van de Beek just can't seem to find a way into the team. So we need to sort that situation out, and I guess Ollie's just looking to work with what he's got. Maybe Ollie thinks that actually what we've got is very, very good. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe Ollie didn't even want a CDM. Maybe he didn't even look at that as a position that we need to strengthen because, you know, we've got McTominay and Fred. I mean, it'd be a bit worrying if he thought that, to be honest, but maybe that's what Ollie thought. So yeah, RJ, thanks for joining. He's hyped. We're all hyped here on the channel. RJ, thanks for joining. Make sure to check out as well Lex Talk Premier League. Brilliant stuff over there. I'm sorry I couldn't join you guys last night. Really, really good stream on there, the Man Utd show. Make sure to check it out. Brilliant stuff. And also check out RJ's channel as well, Robotic Jaguar. Make sure you check out that as well. But RJ, I'm excited, mate. I'm absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing, honestly. Krishna, his lineup is a 4-2-3-1. De Gea, Shaw, Maguire, Varane, Wan-Bissaka, Pogba and Van de Beek in the pivot. Rashford, I mean, unfortunately Rashford's not available, Krishna. I wish he was available because a fit Rashford is a very terrifying prospect. I mean, we've seen Rashford play some unbelievable games for Manchester United when fit. But unfortunately, Rashford's not available for this game. He's still recovering from the surgery. But he's also gone with Bruno, Sancho, Greenwood. Ronnie will be coming on in the second half. Yeah, potentially. I mean, I've heard some rumours that he might be starting on the bench, which it'd be a little bit disappointing, to be fair. It would be a little bit disappointing. But as long as he comes on and has that impact, I don't mind. I mean, I'm backing him to score in this game. And, you know, he's the sort of guy who rises to the big occasion. And really, today, there's no bigger occasion. Coming back to Old Trafford, sellout crowd, 75,000 people. He's back home, baby. He's back home. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Naveen says, Bruno. Oh, he's loving it. The Bruno chance. Fantastic. RJ says, the biggest thing to hit Newcastle since Mike Ashley, lad. Let's go. Of course, mate, of course. I love that. I'll tell you what, though. I was on a stream a couple of days ago with Newcastle fans. I was saying it to the people in the stream earlier. They are so... I have to say, the depression is real in that fan base. I'm telling you, they are coming into this game with absolutely no hope whatsoever. I mean... I even tried to say, I think they might nick a goal, and they were just like, they basically laughed off and said they had no hope whatsoever. They had no hope coming into this season, and they've certainly got no hope going into this Old Trafford, a game at Old Trafford. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be a long season for Newcastle. If those Newcastle fans know what they're talking about, I'm sure they do. It looks like it's going to be a very long season for them. And in this game in particular, no Callum Wilson, no Almiron either. It's going to be an uphill battle for them. It really, really is. Mo says, what's your thoughts on my previous comment? Something that we could realistically see at some point. Let me just get the comment up. Mo says, Ollie needs to show us a flat 4-4-2 at some point, with Pogba and Bruno in the centre, Rashford and Sancho left mid and right mid, CR7 and Cavani up front. Very unbalanced, but guaranteed fireworks. Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, in games where we need to attack, in games where we need to impose ourselves on the opposition, I actually think that'd be a decent shout. I think Ollie likes the 4-2-3-1 and also the 4-3-3 because we saw the 4-3-3 when Ollie first took over the job, and I think that was the formation that he's building towards, and that's why I don't understand why he didn't bring in a world-class CDM, because if he brought one in, we could have played that 4-3-3 a bit more freely, but obviously he decided against it, either that or he just didn't get the player. I don't know which one it is, but I think a flat 4-4-2 wouldn't be too bad. I mean, Ronaldo and Cavani up front, it's just, you lick your lips at that. That is unbelievable. And then, obviously, Sancho left and Rashford right, or Rashford left, Sancho right. They can obviously switch during the game. It looks very, very tasty, Mo. I've got to say, it looks very tasty indeed. Very tasty indeed. Naveen says Sancho first start, Varane first start, CR7 first start, Cavani with full Old Trafford debut, only chilled. Exactly, mate. This is what we live for as football fans. These sort of moments. Box says Solskjaer said that Telles and Rashford, they're working hard. They're not too far away from joining the team training. Henderson has trained well. We're looking to give him games with under 23. Same with Jones. Well, there you go. I mean, to be fair to Phil Jones, I don't see him getting back into this team. Maybe in the Carabao Cup, maybe FA Cup, but I don't see any sort of way back into this team for him, really. But I mean, at the end of the day, as a footballer, I hope he gets fit. I hope he's fit, and I hope he, obviously isn't, down or anything, because in the end of the day, I did feel bad for him a little bit when he said that, no one would show up for his testimonial. I did feel a little bit bad for him, but at the same time, he's probably not getting back into this team. I think we can kind of agree on that. Christian's given us the squad here, I think. Is that the squad or is that... Yeah, that's the squad. So obviously De Gea, Heaton, Grant, Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, Varane, Maguire, Lindelof, Bailly, Shaw. Yeah, all these guys are in the squad. Martial in the squad, obviously. Elanga in the squad as well. I'm not sure if you guys, I'm sure you have, seen Elanga on international duty with Sweden's under-21s. He is balling out. He is balling out right now for them. He looks a star. I'm not going to lie. If he could get a better run, probably an absolute star in this team. RJ... He says, I don't blame Newcastle feeling like they have no chance, to be fair. They've had that for the last how many years since Mike Ashley took charge. True. And made the sports director in St James's. But exactly. It's an absolute shambles. It is. It's an absolute shambles in Newcastle. And to be fair, their fan base is so much more deserving than that. I'm going to be honest. They deserve much more. I mean, they pretty well sell out St James's Park every week. 50,000 fans. And they're a club with such history. I mean, they were one of the kind of founding members of the Premier League. These are the guys where, if you actually talk about who are the original Premier League clubs, Newcastle is right up there, and the fan base is a Champions League fan base with championship level management staff and players, and it's as simple as that. It has been that way for too long, really. But yeah, I think it's going to be difficult for them this season. I think it really, really is. Naveen's still going with a chance. Nil United, Jesus, proper cricket score that, proper cricket score. Naveen says, where's your brother Owen? He's not here at the moment. I don't know where he is, but he's not here at the moment. He might make an appearance, who knows. Box says, Elanga at this point ahead of Diallo and possibly Lingard in the pecking order. Well, Diallo obviously unfortunately picked up that injury, and actually he was doing pretty well, but yeah, that injury just has kind of stunted his progress a little bit, which is unfortunate because actually last season, especially towards the end of last season, when we were kind of rotating players, he was putting in some quality performances, putting in some absolutely beautiful performances, and especially someone who's 19 years of age, he's got a long career ahead of him. Trust me, he's going to do very, very well, and hopefully at Manchester United as well. I was looking potentially for him to get a loan move. I think there was some speculation he might have got a loan move actually, and I think the loan move would have been brilliant, but yeah, unfortunately, didn't really work out for him with the injury and everything. But I'm sure he'll get back on track. He's still very, very young, so he's got a long career ahead of him. RJ, Elanga is a true Anthony in my club. Exactly. He's similar in some ways to the fact that if he improved the end product, he'd be a hell of a player. But the difference is Martial's now 25 years old, which just shows how time flies. But yeah, I think Elanga, he's looking good. I just remember that Wolves game. He looks very, very good. Avram Glazer's joined us. Well, thanks for joining. If I can even say thanks for joining. I thought he was dead. Oh no, sorry, that's the other guy. Sorry, not Avram Glazer, no. But thanks for joining anyway. We'll leave that there. Adam MEFC Daily, thank you for joining, mate. Appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. He goes 4-0 to Manchester United. I think that's a pretty safe prediction. I would say it's a pretty safe prediction. I still think Newcastle will nick a goal, but I think 4-0 is a pretty safe prediction. Owen says it's better than Martial IMO. I'll tell you what, on form, you have to say yes. And I'm sorry to anyone out there who really does like Martial, but you have to say on form he is. You have to say on form he is. Let's see. We're probably going to read the last few comments and then we'll probably end the stream. It's only going to be a short stream anyway in the morning of the game. Avram Glazer says, you won nothing in the past 5 years. Please humour me as how you're going up. Well, thanks for that bout of confidence there from the guy that owns the club. I heard they sold some shares actually, didn't they? Like 5 million worth of shares. I don't know what that sort of story. Yeah, I don't need to humour you, to be honest with you, mate. I don't need to humour you. Boxers Martial still has door clause. Exactly. I mean, I don't know if his new contract has that, but certainly his old contract had a Ballon d'Or clause. It didn't really work out. Matthew says it's definitely ending 1-0 Newcastle. Thanks for that bout of confidence, Matthew. Always good to get that before the start of a game. Thanks for joining anyway. Appreciate it. Adam says, damn, Matthew. Yeah, even already he's getting heckled. Already he's getting heckled from the people in the comments. Naveen says, you are my size. Doing the Solskjaer chant as well. If you want to know the chants they're going to be singing, just look at Naveen's comments. That's all I'll say. Box says 1-0 Kabay winner. God, don't even bring him up. Owen says your boy with the howler then. Oh right, De Gea with the howler, of course, yeah. I mean, listen, I don't know where Henderson is. I mean, we could bring up the quote again, which basically says, which Ollie said that basically was saying that, Henderson's under 23 standard. We can look at this. Look, Henderson has trained well. We're looking to give him games for the under 23s. So we can bring up that quote. We can all bring up quotes. We can all say things that make no sense. Dan James, Adam says Kieran is sad. James has left. Well, I mean, it could be like a loan move for him, but realistically, if he wasn't part of Solskjaer's plans, there was no point in keeping him. There was no point in keeping him hostage here. He's still pretty young, was he, like 22? He's still got a very long career ahead of him, and to be fair, the way Leeds play, I think, will suit him a lot more. Because when you play for Manchester United, most teams turn up with a low block against you. But Dan James, when you're playing against a team that's open and gives you space in behind, is actually really effective, and not very many teams against Leeds play a low block. So I think Dan James won't be too bad for Leeds, and I don't know if they're playing today, but we might be able to see Dan James in Leeds shirt, which will hurt me a little bit, but Jesus. We'll skip over that. Box says Dan James will score a hat-trick versus Liverpool today. He'll become a cult hero if he does that. Honestly, he'll become a cult hero. But he's still getting behind. Might not be the worst thing for him. It might not be the worst thing for him. But anyway, we're about to wrap it up. Any last comments, please do get them in now. I'll read them out before we end the stream. But if you guys don't know, 3 o'clock kickoff. It's not on TV actually, not on terrestrial TV. I was never on terrestrial TV. Not on Sky Sports or BT Sport, which I think they'll kick themselves in the foot. They'll kick themselves really for not being able to get that game. I don't know why I said kick themselves in the foot. They'll kick themselves for not being able to get that game. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, 3 o'clock kickoff, Ronaldo's debut. Everyone's going to be tuning into that on some dodgy stream, I reckon. Oh, no, sorry. Not a dodgy stream. Definitely not a dodgy stream. Forget I said that. Trust me. Definitely not a dodgy stream. RB Comps, thanks for joining. Hope you're doing well. Make sure to check out his channel. Brilliant stuff over there. His compilations are just getting better and better. Trust me. He's a star for the future. Star for the future. Make sure you check out his channel. Brilliant stuff over there. Owen says, luckily I have a ticket if anyone wants one for 30 grand. I don't agree with reselling tickets for that sort of price. So we might have to ban you for that, to be honest. In fact, if there's any mods in the chat, can we delete that comment? It's really, really disrespectful. Owen says, yeah, he does his voice. It's so annoying. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I do have a little bit of a cold, to be fair. It's not COVID or anything. It's just a cold. Naveen reckons Greenwood hat-trick incoming. A hat-trick would mean he'd go to the top of the Premier League goal-scoring list with 6 already out of 4 games. And to be fair, the form he's on right now, every shot he's having seems to go in the back of the net. It doesn't matter where it's deflected in or the keeper makes a howler. It goes into the back of the net. So Greenwood's on form. Greenwood is on supreme form, and hopefully he continues that today. I really, really hope, and I think he will. You know, I think he will. With Newcastle's leaky defence, I wouldn't put it past Greenwood to nick a goal, or 2, potentially. But I think he should have got Premier League Player of the Match, or at least, well, I think he was a contender, which was fair enough, but potential for Premier League Man of the Month. Sorry, not Man of the Month. Player of the Month, sorry. Adam says Greenwood is better than Foden. I think right now, again on form, you can't argue with that. You know, I thought Foden would have a better Euros. He didn't really have the impact that a lot of people thought he was going to have. And Greenwood, for me, would have been a better impact player. Imagine in that final, Mason Greenwood coming on. We need a goal, you know, to make sure we win the game before extra time and penalties. Mason Greenwood comes on and takes the first chance he has. I think we should have brought Greenwood, but obviously he had an injury. It didn't happen, etc., etc. So yeah, anyway, any last comments before we do end it? Thanks for everyone who has been watching, really do appreciate it. Hit that like button if you aren't already as well. Really does go far in helping the channel out. Subscribe if you are new. We're only 5 subscribers away from 900 subscribers on the channel, so anything you guys can do to help us out with that would be absolutely amazing. Naveen is giving the Ronaldo stuff. He's hyped. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? Why not? And Adam says, Kieran is a Leeds fan now, James is gone. Is that a song? Kieran's a Leeds fan now, the James has gone. That's a brilliant song, actually. Owen says, really wish we had Trent and Foden so we could have the best young English players at our club. Always has to ruin it, you know. We're having a good stream, we're talking about Ronaldo, and then he has to bring up Trent and Foden as the best English player. I mean, I keep saying this with Owen comments, but we're going to have to leave that there. We're going to leave it hanging in the air. We'll see what happens this weekend, shall we? Mason Greenwood on the score sheet, 2 goals. Ronaldo 3rd goal. Bruno 4th goal. 4-1 United. 3 points on the board. Potentially top of the league, depending on what Spurs do. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate your support. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'll see you after the game. But until then, have a good one. And I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.